Hey guys, it's the Lego Detective, and if you don't know, I recently got a lot of Mega Bloks Pirates of the Caribbean, and Dragons. And I was doing a whole unboxing of them, but when I had ordered them, I had ordered a big lot of them. But the video was too long. I'm going to see if I can upload this, but it was a bunch of figures, and the same guy was selling a set that I bought from him. I got it for about $10, and it is Mega Bloks Pyrates Cove right there. This setup is really weird. This set itself is really big, and it casts a big shadow. I'm really sorry for this video, but I really am not super set up for it. But yeah, the set is pretty big. And you can see it takes up the majority of my space here. And I'm using my lamp for the first time in actually a really long time. Just note, this set does not stay together well. I had assumed that it would be a good display piece. And I actually really have to adjust my background. But anyways, let's take a look at the minifigures for the set. So in the set, there are 6 minifigs. We get 3 Marauders, 1 Privateer, and 2 Skeletons. So I'm going to look at the Marauders first. If you guys didn't know, in the Mega Bloks Pirates storyline, there is actually a second crew of Marauders. There's the crew led by Captain Cutlass, and then the crew led by Captain Saberhook, which is included and exclusive to the set. Captain Saberhook is basically a recolor of Cutlass. While I go grab him, you can see that they are exactly the same other than the color. I do like Saberhook's colors much more than Cutlass's colors, but they are more dull. Oh god, this piece popped off. That piece always pops off. If you saw that, a piece just literally just flew right off. But it's a pretty nice figure to add to the collection. Saberhook's crew was not too popular of a crew. Basically what happened is, Saberhook was originally in the crew of Captain Quell. Him and a bunch of other people mutinied against Captain Quell, who was a pretty old guy, and took control of the ship, headed off, and took on the Skeletons, and that was a bad act on their part. And they all died, and oh my god, that piece fell off again. But Saberhook fell into the hull of Dread-Eye's Phantom and became Howlinger here. And he was actually, I believe, the first of the Lost Souls that was created, I believe. Because basically the Lost Souls were the first 4 people to be thrown into the hull of Dread-Eye's Phantom. So, Howlinger's there. I like Howlinger more than Saberhook as a figure, but Saberhook is much more detailed. He has more color to him, but he still is pretty dull. Yeah, he's got the hook hand going for him. And, yeah. The next Sea Marauders, these 2, I don't know their names. They're probably in the instruction booklet, but I'm really too lazy to look at the instruction booklet and get the names. So, yeah. We have this guy. He's pretty neat. He has a scar across his face. This is one of my favorite faces. It's really cool. And he has a telescope, which I didn't have before, which is nice. I really like his colors. He's a pretty cool figure. Only thing is, he's not really like an important part of the storyline. He's just one of those random characters on Captain Saberhook's crew. But I really could see this figure being more important. The next one is really just good for custom builds. Like I had a second one of him, and I used his body to make a custom version of Will Turner at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Let me grab him. I'm just grabbing figures everywhere. So yeah, this is supposed to be Will at World's End, at the end, when he returned to see Elizabeth and his son for the first time ever. And I'm starting literally a collection of minifigures that I just took off my floor. But he's an okay figure. I believe that he's a recolor of some other figure. Like, pretty much all of these guys are just recolors of other existing figures, but he's still a pretty cool figure to have. Here is the Privateer in the set. He has a white beard. I believe that this is the only Privateer to have a white beard. And also his skin's a different color, which is actually pretty cool because they're actually acknowledging that pirates come from all different parts of the world. His eyes on mine are pretty messed up. This one's sort of like he's raising his eyeball up, and this one's just like dot in the center. But you know, what can you do? Whatever. He's got a cutlass. Yeah, now onto the skeletons, which are the most interesting part. First we have Fear Creeper. I remembered his name. I love his name. It's probably my favorite name for a skeleton. And no idea what this guy is, but this is my least favorite mold of the skeleton head, but I really like it in this color with the red. One thing interesting about the ones that I personally have, this may be different for you, but basically what happens when they make the skeletons is they wash them in a green color to represent algae, but these guys have like barely any green. Here's just like an average skeleton. So much more green on all of the pieces. Like, excluding the legs, we're just going to ignore that since one of the main differences between skeletons is the different legs. But yeah, there's much more green color applied. So I like to call these the pure skeletons because they're pretty much completely white. Like, for example, these two guys have the same exact leg pieces, but look how much more wash this guy has than this one. So it's just a kind of interesting difference. So yeah, now we're done with the figures, and now let's look at the actual set. Okay, so, just note, I've gotten a little scene set up, but just note that this is a really big set, and my normal stand, I got a new phone case since my other one broke, and I had a Lego stand that worked with my Lego phone case, which I don't have anymore, so it's going to be a bit awkward showcasing the set. I'm going to be doing a lot of freehanding, but it's the only way that this is going to work, and expect this for a lot of, just a lot of Mega Bloks reviews or Lego reviews in the future to come. Darn it, this piece fell off again, wow. You can't really see it though, but yeah, let's get started with this set, which this piece does not want to stay. Okay, so we have this the piece fell off again. Okay. We have this little boat, and I'm not sure if this is with the all Pyrates coves, but there are like 4 different skulls that come in this set, and they're smaller. Like, it's really hard to explain, but here's just this skull. It's like in this plant, and it just keeps popping off. The holes are smaller. Maybe on mine, maybe somehow if the pieces can shrink, if that's a thing, but they just will not fit on studs. Like, these will fit on studs just fine. So these are actually the extras that I had. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is all Pyrates coves that have skulls that don't fit, or if it was either just a defect, but I got 4 of them, and what I did to get the better ones is I already had a few, so I just swapped it out. I just swapped them out with other ones. I only had 3 other ones that I could swap out, so I just keep, it's supposed to go on the dock, but I just keep it in the little boat. But anyways, yeah, the boat is actually very nice. I really like it. It's got the skeleton insignia. This piece is a bit loose, but I actually quite like that. It sort of just like moves when you move it. It's a really nice boat, and it has like a lot of detail on the side and all that sort of stuff. Which I really do appreciate. Just gonna move it out of the way. We have, so this piece actually is supposed to sort of be like nestled away in here, but these pieces, this little part, it just won't work. It just won't work at all. Like, I can literally go like that, and it'll probably end up pushing it out. Which I do really like the design of it. That looks really good for me. But yeah, we have one of the Marauders. And the reason that this skeleton is going to come is to save his friend, which is sort of just hanging on those chains right there. We have a ladder taking you up. We have this whole rocky area. And then this guy's looking through the telescope, looking at the skeleton ship that's going to come in. On the very top, we have a fireplace and a palm tree with a treasure chest. Just going to take that off. I'm pretty sure that all, or at least most, Mega Bloks Pyrates sets come with treasure chests. I don't know if all of the skull sets do, but yeah, there's some sort of code there. I have a few different treasure chests that have codes like that. Not sure what it's supposed to be, but if there's still some sort of use for that code, then take it. And we have all of this gold, these little gold pieces, which are actually molded to look like a heap of coins, which I don't like, because then when they're upside down, they look really weird, like with all the bumps on them. But you know, what can you do? Like, it's better than not having gold. I prefer the diamonds, though. The diamonds look pretty good. And you get a bunch of animals with the set, the first of which is right there. It's a spider. You can see. We have this big bridge, and from this one shot, you can see two other animals. You can see the scorpion, which I'm going to take that out. Not sure if it's exclusive, but it looks to be kind of exclusive. So as you can see, it's actually very detailed, and I really like that, but it doesn't stick onto studs. You can't peg it onto the stud. It just sort of sits there. And then the next animal is a parrot, which it just has a little clip for its legs, so we can clip onto the tree. And while we're here, we have the drawbridge, which is pretty nice. Or not the drawbridge, sorry. Like a string bridge or something. Not really sure what it's called. It's like a classic sort of looking bridge. It has the string. It's pretty cool. You can sort of bend it like in different directions. It can sort of morph to whatever you want it to do, which I think is nice. And it will make for some pretty good battle scenes as well. So anyway, next up, we have this little cannon, which actually it's not too little. It's actually much bigger than some of the other cannons that I have, and it's rotating. It goes up and down. Has little pegs for a minifigure to hold it, but if you like bend it all the way around, there's no real room for a minifigure to go, since it just brushes up against that little pole. But you can sort of go like that, yeah. But yeah, you can just press the button and then you fire it. It fires a harpoon. So if you want to fire at the skeleton, you can go right ahead and do so. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We have another palm tree with the monkey, which is actually a pretty neat piece. It has actually 3 different points where you can attach it. You can attach it hanging from the side, well, hanging like just so that it's facing you, hanging from the side, or hanging with the pole going up due to the way that the hands are faced. So you can actually do a lot of things with it. One thing which I think is pretty cool is you can give it a weapon, actually, which I think is pretty cool. Which I think that would be useful if you use it for something like if you use it to represent something like the monkey that Barbossa has. I'm pretty sure that at one point it has like it picks up like a pistol or something. Can't really remember, but it's a pretty neat one, and also it sort of just hangs down on that tree like really nicely. It looks really good. Coming around, we can see the octopus, which I'll take out for you. So it's pretty detailed. It has like this sort of washed white color in all of the details, and it looks really good, I'd have to say. There's no really good place to put it. Like, you could try to put it under the thing right there, but that doesn't really work too well. But anyway, the main fortress structure sort of thing here is this whole trapdoor area, which it looks really good from the front, but there's actually like a gap. Not sure if you can see that, but there's a gap right there, which doesn't look too good. I don't really like that. And it was pretty tough to get this big mountain piece on, but it looks really good, I'd have to say that. This is probably the best looking part of this whole set. We have Cutlass and the Privateer battling it out. And then we have a function right here, a play function, which is the trapdoor. You just push it down and it goes up. Like, it's just held in by friction. So when that friction gives way, it just falls right down. And you could do something like you could sort of take the octopus, sort of get it in there. I'm using one hand to do that, but if you use 2, you would probably be able to get that under there. And then you could say, like, the one that gets shoved onto the trapdoor, say, let's just have Saberhook be the one to die here. You just press it, and he's falling. So let's do that again with the Privateer, and this time it'll be more of a shot from below. So yeah, there is that. So we've looked at the structure itself. Now let's give our final thoughts. So what do I think of Pyrates Cove? Well, this is my first Mega Bloks Pyrates official set review. Most of my other ones have been just on the figures and stuff. But to tell you the truth, I would not recommend this set. If you're a fan, if you like making customs with Mega Bloks Pyrates, then yes, I recommend this set to people that make customs. I feel like the figures in the set are pretty good. You get this really, really cool like skeleton boat, which I don't think that you get in any other sets. You get tons of animals, and useful ones at that. And you get a decent amount of figures, not the best figures. Most of these figures didn't have that big of a part in the storyline, but it still is a very, very good set to get for the pieces. You get like the bridge, you get the trap door, you get all of these like little trees, you get, of course, the skeleton boat, you get these big bases, you get these rocky pieces over here. But it's a really delicate set. Like, this is not staying together, this whole area over here, like by the treasure, like the rocky area. It's just not staying together for me. Like, it may just, because I didn't have that good of a surface to build this on, it may just be that, but like, the ships are pretty good, and the Port Royal that I built custom on that base, those pieces stay together all the time. And it could just be those rocky pieces that are particularly bad. And I'm still really puzzled about what's up with that weird skulls, how they wouldn't fit on the studs. But it's just a really delicate set. Like, these poles always come out. This comes out. The dock is always coming off. Like, this whole area down here is always breaking off. And, yeah, it's just, like, it looks really good. It's a display piece, but it's really not a play piece. Like, I feel like if you want to buy this, pose the figures on it once, leave it on a shelf and never touch it, then go for it. But if you're looking for a set that you can make new poses with, like, earlier I was trying to get some of the figures in a different pose, the whole thing just broke apart. Like, the whole rocky area just broke off. It's a really delicate set. I'm not even lying. Right after I finish this review, I'm probably going to take it apart, rebuild it, and then possibly do a review of my rebuilt version of Pyrates Cove, which I hope, for my sake and Mega Bloks' sake, that it's better than the official model. If I were to rate this set out of 10, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. The 6 out of 10 is made for good pieces, for customization, good animals, pretty cool recolors of minifigures, a lot of great pieces for customs, and a really nice looking design. But the 4 that it's missing is due to its how fragile it is. Is fragility even a word? I don't know. But and also, like, it's not like the most appealing set. Like, if you're into Mega Bloks Pyrates, I'm telling you this right now, get Dread-Eye's Phantom. Dread-Eye's Phantom is the best Mega Bloks Pyrates set, probably. Since the ships, it's the whole point of Mega Bloks Pyrates is, well, the pirates, so you gotta have the ships. It's a really great ship to get, Dread-Eye's Phantom. It's really good. It's pretty sturdy for me. Some of the pieces fall off, like the mast. But, overall, I just can't recommend this too much. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next time.